Hello everybody, this is Dr. Eric DiMartino from DiMartino Chiropractic Center in Chesterfield, and today we're talking about constipation and specifically things that you can do at home to help either treat any existing constipation or prevent any in the future. And so as you guys know, constipation is when we aren't able to have as many bowel movements as we should. And obviously, besides just causing a lot of discomfort, it can cause a lot of different health problems as well. And so obviously we want to do everything we can to resolve this. So some simple things you can do at home, what I call the top 10 home remedies for constipation. We're gonna go through those with you guys now and explain them to you. So the first one is drinking more water. About 80% of Americans are chronically dehydrated, which means they're not dehydrated to the point where they're, suffering like when we think of somebody, thirsting in the desert. But what's happening is they have just a low enough amount of water that their body just can't function the way it's supposed to. Typically, they tend to have a lot of daytime headaches from chronic dehydration, but also constipation is very, very common because obviously we need fluid in our bowels for us to have normal bowel movements. So when we don't have enough fluid, they tend to dry up and they become much more solid, hence constipation occurs. So drinking more water is so crucial. The second is to eat more fiber. We've heard of obviously the importance of fiber before, but what fiber does is it helps everything move along in the bowels. So you want healthy fiber, typically from fruit and vegetable sources. Those are the best. We hear a lot of fiber being advertised in bread products and wheat products. The problem with those is, yes, there is fiber in it, but whenever we have any kind of like flour-based foods, if you ever think about if you mix flour and water, what does it make? It makes paste, right? Well, that's kind of what happens in our body when we're eating these breads and pastas and things like that. Once we digest it, turns to paste in our gut and literally can just stop things up. It can completely constipate us. So the best way to get fiber is from fruit and from vegetable fiber sources. Number 3 is to exercise more, okay? Exercise is obviously important for many things, but when we don't move enough, nowadays so many people have sitting jobs or we just sit all day, and that lack of motion doesn't allow our bowels to move properly. So when you're exercising, when you're moving, even if you're just walking, that motion itself will help the bowels move things along. So exercise is really important. Number 4, this will make some people very happy, is to drink coffee, especially caffeinated coffee, because caffeine itself will help stimulate bowel movements. And sometimes coffee gets a bad rap, but really caffeine itself is actually shown to be really healthy between all the antioxidants that are in coffee. Now the key is you can't add all the junk that most people put in it. That's where coffee gets in trouble. When you add all the sugars and all the artificial sweeteners and all the chemicals that people put in the coffee, that's what makes it bad. The coffee itself is typically fine as long as you're not obviously drinking too much of it. A couple of cups a day, though, is perfectly fine. Next is taking an herbal laxative called Senna. It's spelled S-E-N-N-A. And this is a natural herbal laxative that you can take with fiber. And what it does actually stimulates the bowels to move properly. So if you are dealing with chronic constipation, it's an issue with you, the Senna is a nice natural way to help to kind of stimulate the bowels to start moving along. The next is to eat probiotic foods or probiotic supplements. So you guys might have heard of probiotics before. Basically what is it? It's healthy bacteria for our gut. Nowadays with a lot of the junk food that people eat and a lot of unfortunately the GMO types of foods, they really can upset the healthy gut bacteria in our body, which can lead to all sorts of health issues. And so taking probiotics helps to kind of start putting healthier bacteria in there so they can digest the food appropriately. And when you digest food appropriately, obviously you're able to have much, much better bowel movements. Next, we have eating prebiotic foods. So you heard of probiotics, which are the actual bacteria itself, but prebiotics are the different types of foods that the probiotic bacteria need to survive. And so we want to eat enough of these prebiotics, not only because it's high in fiber, which is good for us, but it gives plenty of stuff for these healthy bacteria to feed on so they can proliferate and have a healthy gut flora. And so a couple specific examples of prebiotic foods are things like garlic, onions, and bananas. And there's many more, but those are 3 of the most common that you can eat. Next is to try magnesium citrate. It's a very inexpensive vitamin or supplement that you can buy at any kind of vitamin store. And so magnesium citrate helps to stimulate, again, bowel movements, and it can help people overcome constipation. Then we have eating prunes. We've heard this before, people eating prunes, and the reason why is because the super high amount of fiber contained in the prunes will really help to stimulate bowel function. Great natural healthy remedy for that. And the last is to try avoid dairy. Most people don't do well with dairy. Some people have much more obvious symptoms than others, but most Americans do have some lactose intolerance to some extent. And for people that are really sensitive to dairy, it really will cause a lot of problems in the gut, and specifically constipation. So if constipation something you're dealing with, you may want to try go a couple weeks without any dairy products and see if you respond better. And if you do, you probably need to cut dairy out in the future. Okay? So here's 10 tips, guys, for how to deal with constipation at home. I hope that helps. And if you are dealing with constipation, or your loved one is, and you'd like some help, you can simply click the link below to get access to our new patient special offer, where we can sit down with you and find out if we can help you. So I hope this gives you guys some great information. I hope you have a great day. Thank you.